If you have a 9 to 5, I want you to pay attention to this, especially if you want to be financially free. Now, let me just be very sincere with you that this is most likely going to be a long video. And if you're not interested in me helping you break this down and help you understand this, maybe you should skip to another video. But if you're here, please just pay attention and let me break it down from the beginning. For a long time, they have preached this, that a 9 to 5 is a slave system. It is very, very true. But this is not a reason for you to be discouraged when you have a 9 to 5. This is not a reason for you to see that currently you don't have control of your time. You don't have control of your efforts. And honestly, most people are in a 9 to 5 only for the money. And this is the way you feed your families. This is how you pay your rent. This is how you want to take your children to good schools. When you're in this 9 to 5, you find that there is so much restrictions that you cannot grow. Meaning that the amount of money they are paying you and the time and the effort you are putting into it is too much, and the money is less. And you have prayed for this for a long time, and you're asking God, Father, bless my finances, and nothing is happening. First, you need to understand this, that in this world we live in, there are actually two systems running. One is a silent system that is rarely talked about, but one is an obvious system. Let's start with the obvious system. There is a world system. This world we live in has a system. And this world we live in, this world system is not of God. I don't have time to explain in this video. When I read the Bible, especially when Cain disobeyed God, and when the Bible says that Cain left the presence of God and he established a city. Now, this city he established is responsible for a lot of the development you're seeing today. Technology is the genesis of this city. Music, entertainment is the genesis of this city. But you see, this world system was created by rebellion. Business is also the result of this city. So, you see, this world system was created based on rebellion, and rebellion from God. Now, I want to ask this question. So, are you saying that if tech and music and business was created in the world system, then what is obtainable in God's system? I'm getting somewhere with this. Everything I am currently sharing with you is based on research and based on what God has been speaking to me about. So please just pay attention. If you don't want to, this video is not for everyone. That is the key thing. It's not for everyone. It's for those that God has assigned, those that have been brought, God is currently bringing to me for me to lead them into a place. Just pay attention as I explain further. So tech, music, and business was established in this world system. Now you say, okay, what is the other system? The system was a God system. So if Cain had not sinned against God, everything you currently see here would have been established in God's system, but it would have been God's way. This is why you see that in the world system today, a 9 to 5 is an unfair compensation system. No matter what you do, a 9 to 5 system is going to be unfair because the time, the effort, and everything you put in, the compensation is not enough or doesn't match up. Now you ask, okay, why am I saying that? Look very well on this earth we currently live in. You'll find that God's system plays out in everything that we do. A very, very good example is somebody plants a few grains into the ground, and the next thing you realize it. After a few weeks, a few months, the number of grains collected from the few grains that were just planted some weeks ago is multiple. That means a God system is a system of multiplication. So when you are working, putting in effort in anything you're doing, and there is no multiplication in the result you're getting, that means you are not operating in a God system, you're operating in a world system. This is why I tell people that a salary is a reward from a world system. Because the salary is never enough. And it's not a multiplication of the time and the efforts you put into that job. So what you need is a multiplication system, and it can only be gotten in a God system. So you are currently in a job, and this job is paying you let's say it's paying you about $300 a month, and you think that what will help you is a promotion, and you keep praying for a promotion, and nothing happens, and you say, oh Lord, why don't you want to give me a promotion? I'm currently struggling with being paid less. What you need to do is ask yourself this question: I want to shift everything I am currently doing into a God system. And what I don't need to, I might not necessarily have to change a job, but all I need to do is I'll be intentional about the system and the economy I am playing in. It's different. So I am earning $300 a month. I am currently, let's give an example, an accountant, and I'm earning $300 a month. And I have looked at it and I have struggled for too long. If I am going to depend on the current system that gives me a salary, I will wait for a promotion for my boss. This is why I say that promotion in a 9 to 5 is not from God. It's from men. God can cause men to favor you, but that doesn't mean that the favor from men is God's multiplication system. It doesn't work that way. God can cause men to favor you doesn't mean that he has approved of the system. Most times it's our ignorance that keeps us trapped when we should be escaping from a system. Okay, so let me keep explaining. So $300 a month. So how do you switch to a God system? How do you practically switch? Or do you pray and you fast? Yes, that is included, but that is not how the system works. The Bible shares a very, very important process if you want to switch your 9 to 5. 9 to 5 really is understanding the difference between hard work and work hard. Work hard is different from hard work. Understand what work hard is, because hard work is different from working hard. For example, a man can be told to go and till the land. But if he tills the land, he can work, he can put some hard work into tilling the land. But guess what? If he doesn't plant the seed, he doesn't get any harvest. So I can be tilling this land for the next 3 to 4 years and I don't plant any seed, and I will expect a harvest. No, all I'm doing, I'm working hard. I'm doing some hard work. Work hard is when you understand the harvest and the result you are supposed to achieve. So the person that comes to plant a seed and knows that if he plants 50 bags of rice, these 50 bags of rice, for example, let's say he plants 50 cups of rice or 50 cups of beans, knowing that 50 cups of beans will produce 50 bags of rice. Now he understands what his harvest will be. So he's going to put in some work hard into what he is doing, because he understands what the outputs or the outcome should be. That is why I say that a God system is a multiplication system. So, but you in your 9 to 5, how do you put this into practice? Because you're not going to go planting seed. You're not a farmer. What you need to understand is this. Understand that for you to be financially free, the first step is you will need a system for you to take the knowledge, the skills, and the experience you currently have as an accountant. Let's say you have 2 years experience as an accountant, and you think it's not enough for you, but it's enough because you currently have 2 years accounting experience that somebody that doesn't know anything about accounting can learn from you. You have skills as an accountant that can solve problems for a business that is starting. You have knowledge in accounting that somebody can easily come to you and say, please, can you help me figure this out? Let me explain this very well. When Joseph, if you read in the Bible, when Joseph was in the prison, when he was in prison, he interpreted the dream for the cupbearer and the baker. The baker was killed based on the interpretation of the dream, and the cupbearer was restored to the king's palace. While he was in the king's palace, the king had a dream. Now think about it. A simple dream. But that dream was enough to destabilize his kingdom. A very small dream was, the dream was enough to make that kingdom gone. And he needed a man to interpret that dream. So this accountant has skills, knowledge, and he will need to help interpret dreams. He will need to help solve problems for people. Now, what does this mean? Now, an accountant can help people, maybe based on the skill. Maybe he has been working in an environment where they have been using an accounting software. And this accounting software might be, let's say, one of the most popular accounting softwares might be QuickBooks. A lot of businesses, millions of businesses are using QuickBooks and are making a lot of errors in entries. And these errors in entries is giving them an output that is very, it doesn't help them with their reconciliations, especially in tax, especially in their revenue. And for a long time, they have been going on with this, making these errors, allowing these errors to keep accumulating. Meanwhile, there is a young person that has a 2 years experience in accounting with the right skills that can look through and identify this is where the problem is and correct it, and he will get paid for it. This is solving the problem of kings, because what kings have are small problems that will create disasters. That's how you solve problems for kings. If you're in a 9 to 5, this knowledge and skills and experience were gotten in the 9 to 5. All were gotten in the 9 to 5. But you will think that is all because you're paid a salary. What you need to start looking at is what is considered a hidden income. The income, and all this you will get. So at the end of the day, what you are getting from your hidden income is more. Because you might be earning $200 every month as a salary, but in your hidden income, you can be earning over $2,000, sometimes in a week, sometimes in 2 weeks, sometimes in a month. Because you have untrapped your time, meaning that the time you had dedicated to this 9 to 5, you are now dedicating a small portion to helping kings solve problems. Before long, this becomes an established business. You can apply the same example to any 9 to 5 profession. Now the question now will be, how do you apply this? You're currently, let's say you're in tech. How do you apply this? You currently are a HR manager or you are a HR executive. How do you apply this? I am putting together a 5 weeks program for just 5 people. But the thing is, you will need to apply, and if you are a perfect fit for it, then we'll send you the details on how you can join. Why we need only 5 people is so that we will break it down and everyone will understand what exactly they need to do, the skills, who exactly is going to buy. Then you will help you identify who, so that you can move from struggling every month to monetizing your knowledge, your skills, and the experience you currently have in your head. A lot of people leave this earth, go into retirement, have nothing to do, but they don't know that the knowledge they have accumulated, the skills they have accumulated, the experiences they have accumulated, there are people that are willing to pay for it. This is how you get financially free. Now, if you want to join this 5 weeks, this is a level 1 where we'll be taking you through and helping you create what is called a micro consulting business. Taking your skills, taking your knowledge, taking your experience, and creating a micro consulting where you identify small problems, identify who has the problems, and understand how to reach them and how they will go from I don't know you to saying, please, I'm interested, help me. Because look at it, Joseph did not know the king. The king did not know Joseph. But when the king saw that Joseph could solve his problem, he trusted him with the solution. This is practical how to grow, and this is practical how to be financially free. So click the link and apply. And if you're a good fit, please, we'll reach out to you so that you can join this program. And it's a weekend program. I'll see you in the next video.